Saber can tell that this thing is a great curse. It's a magnificent cluster of magical energy, and any magic should be possible with that amount. If it were a caster using it, nothing would be impossible. Hi, Wise. Some speculate Kira was just doing it for the lulz. Yeah, he pretty much is, to be fair. Like, never mind Gilgamesh, but Kotamine, he don't give a fuck. He's just like, yeah, I want to see people die. That's the best entertainment. What's a double-edged sword? That thing can only curse people. If immersed in such a thing, even a heroic spirit would be unable to keep themselves together. That makes her realize the servant in front of her. This knight called the oldest king of heroes. He was swallowed by the pollution 10 years ago. So,
Gilgamesh, あなたは
he's gone insane already.
ほう、そう思うか、騎士よ。
Laughing, Gilgamesh looks down at Saber. His face looks abnormal, and it suits him.
侮るな。あの程度の呪い、飲み干せなくて何が英雄か。この世すべての悪？はっ、俺を染めたければ、その3倍は持ってこい。
Gilgy, I think you're in denial. You're pretty crazy. You're pretty crazy, man.
良いか、セイバー。英雄とはな、己が視界に入るすべての人間を背負うもの。この世のすべてなぞ、とうの昔に背負っている。
Well, not everything. It's not just a dick naturally. He might be. I'll have to wait and see when I watch Zero, but yeah, he might be. Saber gasps quietly at his words. She'll never be able to come to terms with this heroic spirit. His arrogant thinking, his selfishness to consider himself the greatest, his merciless nature that never thinks of others. This is different from the path of the king she chose, a set of beliefs that will never overlap with hers. Original mythology, Gil was a dick when he was young, but he became wise over time. Yeah, it seems like fate took the, just the young Gil. It's like, yeah, leave him as a dick. Leave him that way. This man is still a king. She can say that with confidence. Of all the servants, this man is the only one who'd be capable of keeping his sanity after being soaked in that vast curse.
Hmm. そうだな。泥を飲ませるのはいいが、それで自我を失われては楽しみがない。
How about we don't, Gilgy?
今のうちに婚姻を決めておくか。
ギルガメッシュ、貴様。
Quite the position he's got us here.
なんだ、手荒く扱われるのは趣味ではないか？
I mean, don't most people?
ならば慣れておけ。女と食事に出し惜しみはしない主義でな。気の向くままに奪い、食らうだけだ。
Gilgy, I did not need to know that. I did... Eat... Okay. Wow. Held upside down, Saber glares at Gilgamesh.
サーバントとしてマスターに義理を立てているわけか。くだらんな。たかが霊樹の縛りでこの体をくれてやっていたとは。
Oh. They're, making reference to the original version of Fate Stay Not at Sea.
それは違う。勘違いをするな、ギルガメッシュ。私は誰にも従わない。初めからこの体にそんな自由はないのだ。
ほう。ではどうあっても俺のものにはならないというのか。
I can lift him up by the foot. I mean, well, Saber's probably pretty light. Plus, he has heroic spirit strength, so I guess it works. I guess. Doesn't make sense that an ancient king would have this type of morality. Yeah. Even the Greeks weren't very. I mean, like early ancient Greece, it wasn't very civil either. Later Greece was a bit better, but it was bad. His red eyes pierce Saber. There's no human emotion. He will kill if she disobeys. He'll just kill her no matter what, no matter how attached she was to her. These are his true feelings. Gilgamesh's truth. Saber stares back at Gilgamesh, not averting her gaze.
ギルガメッシュ。私は誰のものにもならない。
I used to be. Like, I used to be extremely into, like, Greek and Roman mythology specifically. Last few years, though, not as heavily.
私はすでに国のものだ。
So my mind
こ
is
の身
still...
は女である前に王なのだから。
Don't quite remember as much as I would like. Body's a king before I'm a woman. She doesn't say it to anyone. I mean, look at Genghis Khan, he's only 1,000-year-old. Yeah. Wait, what's the saying? Like, 40% of people are probably like descended from Genghis Khan? Or something like that. I can't remember what the saying was. She just says so, feeling the small warmth still within her body.
何を言うかと思えば。笑わせるな、セイバー。王にとって国とは己のものに過ぎない。何もかも支配できぬのならば、王などという超越者は不要なのだ。まったく。アーサー王よ。そんなだからお前は国によって滅ぼされたのだ。
That's low. The Golden Knight sneers at her immaturity. That brings back her determination.
ああ、その通りだ。だが英雄王よ。そんなだから、貴様は自らの国を滅ぼしたのだ。
A roared yell full of spirit. Saber uses her whole body to kick Gilgamesh in the face with her free leg. Didn't expect to get kicked, huh? Gilgamesh, let's go. Only 42 kilograms. That's like... what? I don't remember my kilograms to pounds conversion. That's like barely 100 pounds, isn't it? Like, barely. Saber stays upside down and jumps using her arms. Oh, that's quite athletic.
男子を足毛に
92 pounds.
どうやら本格的にしつけられたいらしいな。セイバー
No, Gilgy. No. Actually, if she didn't hit him with an Excalibur before he pulls out Aya, this could be good. She closes her eyes and looks within herself. That is why you were destroyed by your own country. She already knew that. She's heard those words over and over since she was summoned to Saber. But that man is different. He was mad like it was his own affair, but still, he thought it was something to be proud of. Let's just fight. Does Gil look better than the UBW? Yeah, I don't know about the VN route, but in the anime, he was just wearing casual clothes, which... and having his, you know, well, I probably shouldn't say that. So there's only one thing that must be done. Even if there isn't the slightest chance of winning, she cannot stop here. While the warmth is still in her heart, she must run to her master as fast as possible. About 8 meters to Gilgamesh. She places herself at the best range she found earlier. Her body will not move as she wishes. Her legs do not even have a tenth of their original power, and the arms holding her sword are weak. She'll fall without it being able to block no matter what kind of a weak attack she receives. But there are no openings in Saber's stance, nor is there any hesitation. Gilgamesh has to prepare himself seeing her like that. The Golden Knight readies Aya and looks at his opponent. I mean... yeah. Saber does not answer. I mean... pretty sane, I would say, right? Her eyes show her determination.
Yokaro. Naraba kagen wa nashi da.
The air roars. Pretty mentally troubled, but quite sane. Yeah. The Sword of Separation, Ea. A sword set in ancient Mesopotamia to have divided and created the world. Gilgamesh's Sword of Separation roars to exterminate its enemy for sure this time. The swirl of air and the magical energy within it far exceed Excalibur.
Kiero.
Aya is raised. Well, not 9% of the characters of the season mentally. Yeah. I think the only one who's not would maybe be Rin. Maybe. Saber raises her sword to match it. Here we go. Possibly the final clash. Their gazes meet only for an instant. Gilgamesh's sword is swung. But Saber's sword falls without power. She's unable to activate the noble phantasm. That's not good. The light that cuts everything charges. Saber? Unable to do anything. She's swallowed by the light. The instant I'm swallowed by the darkness, hell is printed into my brain. There are 5 original penalties. Life penalty, body penalty, freedom penalty, fame penalty, fortune penalty. Give the penalty that extends so much punishment, mud, darkness, and malice. Elimination of human rights by oppression, exile, execution, torture, and sadism upon the body through digestion. Denial by consensus of the colony that eliminates all honor. Die. Scorn from judgment and selfishness that takes away men's fortunes. Death penalty, penal servitude, imprisonment, custody, final penalty. A crime from a grudge, crime from self-interest, unconscious crime, self-conscious crime, civil war, inducement, false statement, theft, robbing, kidnap, suicide, tyranny, arson, bombing, violation, negligent, homicide, mass violence, death at work, overconfident accident. Die. Drunken accident, concealment, desecration for benefit, desecration for self-protection, desecration for love, desecration for respect, self-desecration, stealing, fraudulent, fraud, concealment, murder, theft, crime, personal grudge, dirty, you're dirty, atone, every fallen, every crime, every victim, atone for everything. This world is ruled by something not human. Know the conscience to reform crimes. Know the penalty to reform crimes. People's kindness is here. There's so much that cannot be noticed. Know the violence to hide crimes. Know the power to hide crimes. People's malignance is here. It's so rare that it's noticed. 100 kindnesses and 1 malignance. Malignance shines bright to keep the balance in existence of great evil to compete with the masses of kindness. There are 5 original penalties. Blank for self, 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 blank for self. Inducement, false statement, theft, robbery, kidnap, suicide, tyranny, arson. Die. Okay, well, okay, this is interesting. Bit trippy. Right. Huh. My brain explodes. Hopefully not literally. The mud eating away at my body remains and steals my warmth mercilessly. I'm crushed by the things seeping in through all 5 senses. Darkness I cannot look at directly. Ugliness I cannot acknowledge. Crimes I want to run away from. Every crime of the people in this world. That is why I'm going to die. One trapped in this darkness will eat themselves to death from pain and hatred. But Kotomini said that this curse killed Kiritsugu. That fact knocks away every darkness. Ew. Warmth returns to my body. Blood flows through my beaten up body and makes it stand. It's only natural. Such a thing. Emiya Kiritsugu had been burned with this for many years. He was pressed by the voices for atonement and died unable to fulfill his wish. He said he wanted to become a superhero. He ran around trying to help someone, but could not get anyone's permission for that. But he still did what he could to pursue the ideals he had abandoned. In the end, he was relieved by something a kid said and nodded to himself that everything was okay. So I have to stand up. I relieved Kiritsugu and promised that I'd become one. If Emiyashiro is really that superhero's son, then I can't let the bad guy beat me. Tosuke said, I should win no matter what. Saber said, he is an enemy that I must defeat. Even Kotomine said, if I'm going to fight, I should put my life on the line. They're right. What else can I bet if I won't bet my life? From the beginning, I have nothing else to give. I leap desperately out of the dense black mud. Oh, you're surprised by that, huh, Kotomine? I can hear his bewilderment. My throat is burning. My windpipe tears every time I breathe, and it feels like I'm swallowing pieces of glass. Alright, now it's beatdown time. I don't care. Tears are welling up from anger. I'm going to unravel from rage before being torn apart by the curse. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Right, like Undertale, and it refused. I push my body and run. I put one hand behind my back. I grab the dagger I've hidden until now. Oh, we'll see about that. I run. Shiro's greatest and worst trait. Yeah. Causes him to get himself fucked up more than once. Kotomine sticks his hand into the waterfall behind him and extracts another clump of darkness. Oh, what now? Oh, we'll see about that. All my hesitations disappear. If I do reach Kotomine, I think his biggest mistake was that line. Because the command spell is on my left hand. It's the only proof I have. As long as my command spell exists, Saber exists. If she exists, she must have defeated Gilgamesh by now, and she'll be heading over here. I don't know about I don't know about the whole defeated Gilgamesh thing, but we'll see. I think Saber will be angry if I don't greet her with open arms. So I will defeat you now. To fulfill the last promise I made with her. Darkness approaches. A great curse is released from Kotomine's hand. My body crumbles away from the tips. I won't look away. If this is my role, there's still something I can do. Okay. I guess we'll see what happens. At this location runs through space. With a flash of light and a roar of wind, the swirl of destruction is set loose from Aya. With that in front of her, Saber cannot even use her noble phantasm. She lowers her sword and moves her body forward as if she's falling. The light approaches. She cannot avoid it with her injured legs, and there's no shield in this world that could block Aya. A storm of light and wind that will destroy everything in its path. Nothing can stand against the true name of Aya. That is a fact that cannot be changed. Yes. Until a few hours ago. Oh yeah. Oh yes. The one surprise is not Saber, but the Golden Knight bearing Aya. Aya is still emitting magical energy and bringing forth destruction. The Saber steps forward into that tumbling storm of light. Her armor screams out. Cracks run through every wall of magical energy protecting her. In the period shorter than a second that they endure the attack, Saber steps up to Gilgamesh and... Oh yeah, point blank range. Hit him with it. She opposes Aya's destruction with the greatest power she's permitted. Heat and light rumble wildly. The crash of the greatest swords push against each other with pure power, creating a boundary in space. But is it not useless? No, it's definitely not useless. Excalibur cannot beat Aya. Even if she approaches at the risk of her life, she can only push back just a little. The balance easily favors Aya, and Excalibur's light is repelled back along with Saber. Readying Aya, the Golden Knight looks at the enemy approaching him again and puts magical energy into Aya. This will be it. He will totally annihilate Saber with all his power. Aya's turns reach their maximum speed and the light surrounding Saber mows down Excalibur. But just before that, Saber's body jumps forward. A small space created by Excalibur, a place where she can take one more step. The instant she reaches it, her noble phantasm appears. The darkness becomes a raging wind to cover Emi Ashiro. They keep cucking us! I want to know what happens there. God damn it. There's no way to avoid it, and the concept of blocking it is useless against a curse that paints space itself. Gotta build up the hype. I guess so, but like, goddamn. Rotting away from the fingertips. Legs moving forward step onto empty space, and arms reaching out are already invisible in the black mud. and Miyashiro will be eliminated from the outside. Attacked by a feeling that his body is shrinking, and Miyashiro still does not accept death. Without looking away, he rejects it with all his might. The darkness surrounding the body, the pain trying to melt the body, and the curse trying to melt the mind. Hey, Tom Soms. But they are futile attempts. There is no way for a mere human to resist the pollution. The body is still moving. The arm raised to grab something is still raised. But the mind is already destroyed. The mind is already painted in black, and the body should disappear into darkness as well. In that moment,
あなたが私の
why is that voice remembered? A light turns on in the darkness. The instant the eyes realize the light is that light, everything reverses. The hammer comes knocking down. The mind accelerates, crackles with sparks, and creates the shape with unbelievable speed. Here we go, Caliburn time. The spell to begin the projection is murmured. In an instant, it is completed, omitting every step of manufacture. Omitting every step of manufacture. The name of the song is Emiya. I guess it's fitting. That's right. There was no need to reproduce it from scratch. Because the shape was engraved in the body. It is perfect in memory as it was part of Miyashiro's body.
あなたが私の鞘だったのですね
The arm reaching out still moves. The weapon created without concentration or spellcasting is grabbed. I actually decided that I will play the UBW portion. But yeah, it makes sense that Archer would have his, yeah. Yeah, I changed my mind about not playing the UBW because I was told it had other endings and whatnot. I was like, you know what? There'll be differences to the anime, so why not? But it'll be after I play Heaven's Feel, though. I'm gonna go to Heaven's Feel next and then do UBW. The world changes complete. The weapon created without concentration or spellcasting is grabbed. The world changes completely as the darkness is destroyed by a golden light, and in Miyashiro's hand is the perfectly reproduced sheath of saber. And like that, with Aya straight ahead of her, her noble phantasm is activated. Yeah, it was pointed out to me that there'd be there was a few different endings for UBW and that choices, you could see different conversations. So I was like, you know what? I might as well. Just for the completionist, just for completion's sake of the fact that I'm gonna go through all of the Nasuverse stuff. I can't remember the name of it. Orihime, I think. And all the anime stuff, even the unrelated ones. And the Fate Extella stuff. Those games. Gotta go through all of it. With Aya straight ahead of her, Noble Phantasm's activated. Oh, back to Saber. That which is released and scattered before her is the Holy Sword's sheath. No one knows what kind of a divine mystery it is made from, but the sheath repels all light emitted by Aya. Oh, Tsukihime! Tsukihime, right, my bad. I knew it was something Hime. I couldn't remember what it was though. That's my bad. I forgot the name, the first part of the name. No. He goes beyond the level of defending. It is complete isolation. The barrier of fairyland that keeps out all filth from the outside lands. A complete world separate from the sun that can never be reached. So, once I play through Heaven's Feel, I'm gonna start Fate Zero. As I'm playing through UBW, the VN version of UBW. And then I'll be playing Hollow Ataraxia, then watching the other anime stuff. Well, the Heaven's Feel movies I'll watch after playing through the Heaven's... whatever. But yeah, I'll be doing Hollow Ataraxia before moving on to all the extended, like, universe stuff, like Fate Extra and all that. All the filth from the outside lands, a complete world separate from this one that can never be reached. As Saber is protected by the sheath of the Holy Sword, she's blocked off from all matter in this world. The greatest protection in this world. The greatest that cannot be infringed by anything. Not even by the 5 sorceries. For that reason, the sheath is named Avalon. All is a distant utopia. The place where King Arthur is said to have gone after his death. The utopia the king dreamed of that will never be reached. Full power Saber is broken? Yeah! Getting her sheath back, being pretty much invulnerable to most things. Plus having the technically second strongest sword, but it being second strongest doesn't really matter if she's invulnerable. Like, damn freaking broken. Gilgamesh sheaths the death running up his spine. Oh yeah, you're fucked now, Gilgy. You are boned, my man. I'm sorry. Actually, no, I'm not sorry. What? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, he's gone. But he won't make it. Reno was an exaggerating which the Saber was the strongest. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think she's referring to the class in general is meant to be the strongest, but we also happen to get the strongest of the strongest class, which is very fortunate. The raised Aya will not stop turning, and Gilgamesh cannot manage to jump back. It's only natural. Who would even think that an attack with this much magical energy and this much power could be blocked? A trick? Please, she just has another noble phantasm just like you do. Blue clothes run in. There's no armor on Saber. Oh yeah, she shed all the armor pieces off. It's just the, like, underdress. She's released the armor protecting her, put the magical energy gained into her sword, and... Oh, that shot of Gilgy, man. Oh, he does not look... Oh yeah, he's insane. All darkness is blown away the instant the sheath is grabbed. The darkness surrounding Emiyashiro. The darkness contaminating his body. Everything is dispersed. This is no reason to be surprised. The sheath of the holy sword protects its possessor. The embodiment of the utopia she sought cannot lose the sturdy mud. He runs. At the moment he is released from the darkness, his speed is like that of a shooting star. Oh, you know, just a badass in the making. The one overestimating their ability, and the one who cannot even spare to think about such things. The difference is only an instant, but an instant that decides the outcome. Whenever they use the full name, you know it's on. Still falling, Emiyashiro runs on his hands as well. In one hand is the dagger. In a crouching position, running to the Black Priest. The sword of retribution is stabbed into the priest's chest. The priest turns slowly. Before that, stopping himself with his feet, Emiyashiro jumps back. The spinning body and all the magical energy in his left hand. He takes it, and like a whirlwind, he punches the dagger deeper into his chest. The magical energy is poured into the Azoth sword along with the sword of release, along with the word of release. The golden sword was swung. Well, Fate Share ain't near the level of UBW Share, he still got his moments. Yeah, yeah. Having seen the UBW anime, it's a little frustrating seeing him not be as powerful, I guess. But when he does get those moments, it's fantastic. The golden sword was swung. She must not even have the energy to raise it back up. Saber keeps her sword and her face down. Slashed up, the man who beholds the knight that has defeated him. The sound of wind echoes through the compound. The waves of light like a flood are no more. The two knights share no words as they place themselves in a parting called the battle's end. And the man sighs. Yeah, from the things that were spoiled for me, and just from word of mouth, I'm excited to play through Heaven's Feel. I've heard that it's incredible. It's unfortunate that those things are spoiled for me, but knowing they're coming up and the reasons for them happening are gonna be great. And the man sighs. He raises his weak hand and touches the cheek of the knight in front of him as if making sure she exists. Fate Rashir is the least interesting. Yeah, I heard from a couple people, like a couple other people that this is probably the least interesting version of things, I guess. But I still really enjoyed it. I thought the battle against Ryder was really awesome. The Berserker battle, I actually prefer the Ryder battle, but the Berserker battle was still pretty cool. But yeah, I'm excited for HF and UBW when I get to it.
憎らしい女だ。最後までこの俺に歯向かうか。
Ah, Gilgy. The golden armor starts to fade away. The existence of the King of Heroes is disappearing.
だが許そう。手に入らぬからこそ美しいものもある。
I feel like the only reason there's a Gilgamesh Saber fan base, Gilgamesh X Saber fan base, is because of this line right here. This is the only line I can see anyone getting any kind of like romance out of between the two. His fingers slip. His raised arm falls powerlessly to the ground.
ならばこそ俺がお前に敗れるは必定だったか。
He says it sullenly. Arch taking out 6 lives off Herc is still badass. Yeah, right? I'm still so mad it didn't show that. I was livid when I was like, wait, they had that happen and not show us. I was just like, are you kidding me? Yeah, the whole Saber Shiro bit of this story was more compelling than, again, because I've only seen the UBW anime, but the whole Shiro Rin thing doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. And in his final moments,
ではな、騎士王。いや、なかなかに楽しかったぞ。
he smiles ironically and disappears. Sparks fly onto the priest's uniform. Kinda had to keep the Archer Herc fight. Yeah, you're right. I guess it would have spoiled, the main plot of UEW if they... Well, would it? Well, I guess it would have spoiled part of the main plot of UBW, I guess. Sparks fly into the priest's uniform. The sparks coming from the dagger in his chest. No chunks of flesh or blood are flying out. The fight in the anime. Yeah, I'm not gonna... Inu already told me not to even look at the, original Fate anime until I've looked at everything else. So I'm just gonna go off that. Well, everything that is related to this, anyway. I'm guessing it doesn't really matter if I do that before, like, the extended parallel universe stuff. Like Fate Extra and whatnot. No chunks of flesh or blood are flying out. But still, the battle here is over as well. Doesn't even look at me. He's just looking down at the dagger in his chest in disbelief. I'm glad, because, okay, I don't think I ever said this. I watched the first episode of the Dean anime before I started streaming this game. And I'm glad I decided to stop and switch to this. Because pretty much all the reasons you've put. I'm so glad I decided to switch. The wind is blowing. The wind coming from the void above eliminates the sounds around it. In the rumbling silence.
なぜお前がこの剣を持っている?
Oh, you know, you're, the person you're supposed to look after gave it to us. Okay, didn't put much of a fight at the end, just kind of threw Mothership out. Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but anime kind of has to, they had, it'd be cool if they had the budget to literally show what happens in every single choice and put out, like, people's thoughts and whatnot. But, you know, time constraints, budget, can't really blame them. I thought the UBW anime was incredible. That's why I decided to look into more of the Fate stuff, because I was like, this is badass. I put off watching the Fate, the UBW anime for years. The Fate anime stuff for years. Because, like, wait, I don't even remember. I think it was maybe the 2012 Dean Fate Stay UBW movie that my dad was watching, and I thought it looked kind of whack. So I was like, you know, I'm not really interested in this whole Fate thing. And then, you know, 7 years later, or 6 years, something like that, I end up watching the UBW anime. I was like the good one, and I was like, oh my, okay, well, right. That's a thing. Kotomini Kire murmurs in a clear voice.
それは俺のじゃない。遠坂から預かったものだ。
How long was he thinking? He sighs, and the body that he hasn't moved since the beginning of our confrontation finally moves.
そうか。以前気まぐれでどこぞの娘にくれてやったことがあった。あれは確か10年前か。なるほど。私も衰えるはずだ。
The body of the priest falls to the ground. Gotta go fast, the movie. Yeah, I only watched a few minutes of it. And again, I think that's what he was watching. I think. Because I'm pretty sure it was a year too early for the UBW anime. But I'm not sure. An hour and 30 minutes for 13 hours of content. Jesus. I watch it all. He's talked about himself like he was someone else until the very end. And the priest sings to that which he summoned. That which he wished for. If this is what he calls weak, I want to see what he calls strong. To be fair, he did barely do anything. I think he kind of underestimated Shiro too much. If he had been going full strength, I think he probably would have taken out Shiro pretty easily. That is the end of the man called Kotomi Nikire. And the true end of the long battle.